All right, everybody, welcome to our 10th episode of the Broken Pictures podcast / YouTube show, where we discuss the top 5 things that you might have missed in pop culture / entertainment this week. And we're going to do some coverage of True Detective. This will be the last one for that because it's over now. And there may potentially be spoilers for your favorite TV shows, comics, movies, and or video games. You have been warned. This is the FOMO Show. All right. Hey, folks. This is Dylan.
I'm Lydia.
This is Quin.
For now.
For now. Okay. So I was waiting for the big reveal. I've been putting your name like in quotation marks. On the
Thanks for watching on YouTube, Facebook, even though we don't even do Facebook, and for listening in podcast form. Also, hello to new listeners, watchers, and international friends. Yeah. You can check us out on our website at www.broken.picturesno.com. On social media at Broken Pictures Social, Instagram and Twitter at Broken_social, Patreon if you want to dedicate some of your moolah to us at Broken Pictures. But more importantly, please like, share, rate, and review. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that little bell. Bing. If you want to see when a new video comes out, that's it. That's all we're on.
Yeah, I'm just like a proud papa. I'm just like, wow.
Papa? Why would you say Papa? That's disgusting.
What?
We're engaged. Why would you say Papa?
I didn't mean to make it weird. I was just like,
You made it so weird.
I was just like, you know how like you've been doing something for so long and somebody takes over, you're just like, I'm so proud that they're doing it.
You can say mentor.
Well.
But that.
Whatever. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. And you got the dings from both of us. It's like stupid in stereo. And don't forget our February giveaway, the multiple Oscar winning Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's right here and it's on Blu-ray and it could be yours for the low price of
subscribe.
Subscribe. I was like, where is it in my notes? I lost it.
Comment on a video from February, a FOMO Show video. And subscribing to our channel. And you also have to like a FOMO Show video from February.
Sí, señor and señorita. And señora. Yeah. So that's the deal. That's how you qualify. And if you're listening to podcasts, you go to YouTube. And all that has to be done on YouTube, just so you know. If you do that anywhere else, it's not going to get seen. So at the end of the month, we're going to give this away and we'll let the winner know on YouTube and on the show. So that could be yours. Don't you want it?
Yeah.
So a big spoiler alert going in. We might get spoilery and we like to tread on the edge of spoiler territory. So now you know. So what are you guys watching, listening, reading, playing this week?
I always go first. Y'all go first.
Okay.
I watched He's Just Not That Into You for the first time. I've caught it probably on TV a couple of times here and there or something and watched little bits and pieces. But I watched it in its full length on HBO this past weekend, or kind of in the middle of the week. Yeah. I think, I don't remember.
Right after the last half of Something About Mary.
Yeah, and Bradley Cooper also cheated with a blonde in that one as well.
Also?
Because, I mean, his whole thing with Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Lady Gaga
their chemistry, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, your definition of cheating can be whatever, but to me that was like, oh, yeah, it's uncomfortable for me to watch.
Emotional lines have been crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I picked up a phone call by accident with my thighs. Okay, kill me. I also started rewatching Parks and Rec. So I've been on an Office binge for probably 2.5 years now. Watched it like 7, maybe 8 times. I watched Parks and Rec back in the gap when we lived in Magnolia, probably 4 or 5 times. And I've restarted it this past week. So taking a break from The Office for a little while, watching Parks and Rec.
Cool.
We also watched, of course, True Detective and The Walking Dead. I could not remember what we watched. Oh, we watched The Nutcracker. I just remembered what we watched
Nutcracker
for
in the Four Realms.
pizza movie night this past weekend.
I'm gonna have to say miss it on that one.
Ugh, yeah, it was terrible. Sorry.
It was very ambitious with the costumes and everything. But
It was a big miss for me.
yeah, I fell asleep. But in
In
fairness,
you'd been
I had
up
a long
for like
day.
48 hours
Yeah.
without sleep. So
That's
yeah, I really enjoyed. Crap, I had to convince him that it even was her.
Oh, Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley. He was like, "That's not Keira Knightley."
Yeah, because she changed her voice.
oh, did she?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
the
and
voice
she was-
change. Heaven
What?
forbid somebody have a voice change and then them not believe that it
She was
her.
in a weird costume too.
Her face, like you see it, and I instantly knew that was her.
Yeah, she always looks like. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of it. It looked like her face, her skin is just stretched a little too much. Like, anyways, she was like the sugar plum fairy, and so she.
Oh,
She wasn't like it. She was the sugar plum fairy.
Yeah, she was the sugar plum fairy, but her voice was like very high, except for when she was. I don't
being
wanna-
demonic.
when she was angry. I
Yeah.
don't want to spoil anything.
okay.
Oh, really? You don't want to spoil it? I saw it coming from a mile away. What was gonna happen? And he was
Yeah,
like,
well-
"Oh."
No, I figured it out, but yeah. Of course, I was half asleep too.
That's
so
true. You did miss some crucial points.
I did.
Okay.
So I watched The Umbrella Academy in its entirety. It was probably one of the reasons I was tired. But yeah, I definitely say do not miss The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. It was amazing. Yeah, it was just really good and unexpected, and it was still PG-13. So
Oh,
mhm.
that's refreshing.
Yeah. So it was just different. They covered a lot of things that Marvel does not touch, and they still did it within PG-13 parameters.
Cool.
And they did it really well. It was just really well written, really well done, and surprising in all the good ways.
What did you watch?
Uh,
Or whatever.
I played Anthem. That was fun. It was good. It's a game made by BioWare. If you haven't played any game by BioWare, you should go play all 3 Mass Effects. You can miss Andromeda. But
That was the one I was going to jump in on. Then I was like, oh.
but it's a you know, when BioWare does a AAA game, they do it big. You can have a mech suit, fly around, fight various mutated creatures, and doesn't really have too much of a story, but it's more of a game for you to play with your friends anyway. So it's fun.
Interesting.
Oh, and Apex Legends. We've won like 10 times. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Which we've lost a lot more. But when we win, it's always a good one. So, all right. Well, that's about it for me because we're moving, so I don't have time for TV at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. If you need any help, just holler.
okay.
And all you internet friends, come
All
help,
four
come
of
help
ya.
me move.
Come on. Just kidding.
Family, I know you're listening.
Somebody is.
Someone somewhere
Yeah.
out there.
All of our friends in Japan.
Come on over. But
Okay.
moving on.
Yeah.
If that was it.
So,
Yeah, that was it.
oh, what are you guys watching? I always forget to say this. Like, the reason we do that is because we want to know what you guys are watching too. Let us know in the comments below what you're watching, what you're into, what's going on, what's good.
What shouldn't we miss?
Yeah. And if you saw the same things we did, what did you think about it?
Are we completely wrong?
Hmm.
I don't think so, but whatever. If you want to put your opinion in there, we might read it.
Oh, yeah. And well, with that being said, it is time for the movie of the week. And the number 1 movie this week was How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. That's right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the name of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Which looks super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite movie.
Agreed.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
so
up
good.
there for me with the Croods. But like, I loved the Croods, but I loved How to Train Your Dragon.
I love that they take so much time to put it out and they don't just like spit it.
Yeah,
You know?
like the
They're all-
Shreks.
All 3 of them are like so well done.
Yeah.
Like, I love
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who's going to die in this time?
Right? And it's like,
don't know yet.
Please stop. We have not healed yet.
I mean, they're, it's supposed to be kids' movies, but at the same time, I watched the first two by myself.
They're quality movies like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an excuse because I was like, "Oh, I'm going to buy these for my kids." Nope.
All right.
In 3D, of course.
Naturally.
Of course.
New releases.
Yep. So new releases are going to be on your screen right now. In theaters, and on disc and digital.
I think they're done.
Yep.
That's probably good.
Yep. Less than a minute.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So now we're gonna discuss.
Hit me. Yes. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, what we got first?
First, lost
on
my cup, I
this-
swear.
First on the. It's all the way on
The Eternals.
The Eternals.
The top 5 FOMO things, fear of missing out, things you should not miss.
The Eternals is number 1.
Hey, you've got glasses on.
I do have glasses.
Trying to read that over there.
Oh, let's
Oh.
put it in the middle.
Okay. So we got The Eternals with Marvel Phase 4.
Yes.
So The Eternals, for anyone that hasn't really read them, have y'all read them, seen them? No?
No, actually,
Okay.
the first time I'd heard of the Eternals was when they started talking about putting it in Phase 4.
Okay.
I mean, well, I had heard of the characters like Star Fox and all
Yeah.
that, but
They're not really a family, but they're just a race of people that basically don't die. And Thanos is an Eternal, but he's kind of a stepchild. He's just like, they keep him like, you're here, but you go sleep in the basement kind of kid. Which is why he's so angry. He's like, want to do that to everything. But what were they going to introduce them kind of all in this one group?
I don't know. They're saying it. Kevin Feige, head of Marvel, did an interview or a couple of interviews, and he said that they're going to. Sorry, the dog's on my foot. That they're going to introduce them kind of the same way that they did with the Guardians of the Galaxy, as an ensemble, but not like the Avengers where they did separate movies, but it'll be like one movie where they'll introduce all of them. And excuse me, the big thing about this movie is that like the Eternals are somewhat kind of like godlike beings, and they've been around. They basically created the Earth, right?
Yeah.
And so they're saying that this movie, Steve Ditko, right?
Yeah.
Created them, and this movie is going to basically be like an epic. It's something that Marvel has not done yet, where it spans tens of thousands of years.
Wow.
Up until recent time. Yeah.
Which,
That's gonna be fun.
and you could see other characters like pop in there. You could definitely see Captain Marvel have something to do along with them because she's dealt with some Eternals while she's out in space. If the Fantastic Four show up, they could be there. Galactus. I really hope that
if they do Fantastic Four, they've got to do
they
Galactus.
gotta do Galactus, and Galactus might just end up showing up in the Eternals first.
Oh.
If he's not the Power Stone.
Mm.
Because that's still maybe a thing.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Yeah.
But then, they're also still, other than the Eternals from Phase 4, they're keeping it kind of under wraps. Like, we really don't, after Far From Home, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah,
next.
and he's keeping it purposely vague. And a lot of it has to do with this Disney Fox deal that could be announced to be finalized any moment now. That's been in the works for a year or so. Excuse me. And so that's going to bring, of course, X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Deadpool. Is it me or you? Let's see. There was another one that was. Anyway, they're bringing all those into the fold in under the MCU banner. Disney will own them, so Marvel will have the rights to them once again. And
do they own Hulk?
Huh?
Do they completely own Hulk now?
They do own Hulk, but before they started a studio, they were using Universal for distribution.
Okay.
So Universal still has like the distribution rights, which is why the Hulk doesn't have his own movie
Okay.
since then.
No problem. All right.
And I heard that the same was true with Namor, but I heard that a Namor project is in the works, but you always hear stuff. But, of course, nothing is finalized until
we see.
Yeah. And he's saying after Spider-Man Far From Home is when they'll start really announcing stuff. But with this Disney Fox deal being in the works for so long, and that it's going to be announced at any point, really, and that, excuse me, cheese and crackers. So, and the fact that Disney will also own a majority stake in Hulu, and they've already announced a series of shows for Hulu. That kind of makes me think that it's already gone through and they just haven't announced it yet, that they're waiting for like a formal announcement.
Or maybe like San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, or I want to say that there's a big Disney event coming up too, like D23 or whatever it is, or something like that.
Yeah, there's tons of things I'm pretty sure they could do within this year that they'll have time to announce it, and then it's like, this is all we're going to be doing now that we're all one giant Disney family monopoly.
Yeah, now that we own your life.
Pretty much.
And your wallet. So, one of the big deals going on right now is also that, I'm sorry. So with the Disney Fox deal in like waiting in the wings, basically, of course, we've got the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie coming out. That's already a thing. And the New Mutants.
Is that still a thing?
It's still a thing. Now, I do have a small scoop on that. Stop. So the other day I did a commercial shoot for like an in-house training video type deal. And one of I want to say it was like the first AD or something like that. He had a coat just like mine, except he had like a little New Mutants patch on the back of the neck. And I was like, did you work on New Mutants? And he's like, yeah, I did. Yeah, me and Maisie Williams and Josh Boone were all buddies, So he and Maisie Williams are friends, and him and Josh Boone are friends, and they text back and forth. And but he said that the reason for the reshoots, because because they did a lot of reshoots for Dark Phoenix as well, and a lot of times when you hear reshoots, it's usually bad news, and it means that things didn't go well. They're having to go back and fix things, and that seems to be the case with Dark Phoenix, because not reviews, but people who know, screenings. Yeah, they're saying that it's like the Fantastic Four reboot, that it's bad. That's atrocious. And so everybody's worried about New Mutants too, because it was one of the bold ideas that they went with, and now it's been delayed. It was supposed to have come out like October of last year. But so the deal is, Josh Boone went to Fox and was like, hey, let's do New Mutants as a horror film. And they were like, we love it. And he said, R rating. And they said, we don't love it. Let's do PG-13. And he's like, okay. So they shot everything PG-13. And then Logan did well. Deadpool did well. And they said, hey, you know what would be great? An R rating. And he was like, yes. So they went back for reshoots to make it that R rating. Okay. But right now, because of Disney basically rebooting the X-Men universe, they're not really invested in starting up a new franchise with New Mutants. And so rumors are saying that it might just kind of be just put out on Hulu.
Like a slow release, kind of soft release or whatever. Yeah,
soft release like on Hulu, as and it's just a one-off type deal, even though it's probably going to be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, then which version would they put on there? The PG-13 or the R-rated?
That depends on, I don't know. That depends on.
I mean, Hulu has some R-rated things on there. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what it says.
No, one day he literally scrolled through everything that Hulu had, just like on the browse thing. Yeah. He spent like several hours doing that, and I was like, "Bro, stop! This is too much."
Yeah, I had to know. So anyway, it does seem like Disney is going to be using Hulu as their adult content arm because they're doing that adult animated
Which makes sense
situation.
because in
with
all
Howard the
reality,
Duck
like
and all
it's
that.
hard to let kids, like you don't want to let kids watch anything on Hulu anyway because
Mhm.
it's, you search the
Yeah, there's
beginning
some
of
stuff.
something that's completely clean and kid friendly, but the R-rated version of that pops up or something, and then so like I get that they want to make it completely
Yeah.
adult and then stick with Disney.
Yeah, the Disney Plus,
Plus.
they're wanting to keep the brand integrity of the family friendliness and all that kind of stuff. But so it looks like that they're doing all that. So,
We're not even talking about the Eternals at this point anymore.
well, the Phase 4. So, yeah, so it looks like that's what they're doing. And Kevin Feige, or not Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, who runs Disney, has said that Deadpool will stay R-rated and Ryan Reynolds.
Aw,
So,
that's wonderful.
That there's room for R rating in the Disney universe or in the MCU. However, rumors that Black Widow was going to be R rated have been shot down.
Yeah, no, 'cause she's been in everything else, so they can't just like, all right, here's this person we've just had in these PG-13s, but now you're going to see guts.
Yeah, I would love it for it to be R rated, but just because Black Widow.
Yeah,
But anyways, anything else on that?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We might see
Lydia's like, we talk about everything.
Well, depending on if it's a TV show or a movie or whichever or both, though, we might see like a young Thanos at some point.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe the destruction of Titan.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And all the he did say that all of the TV shows that they have planned for Disney Plus with Loki and Scarlet Witch and Bucky
and Sam.
and Falcon, that they will be part of the MCU. Like it's not going to be like a Netflix Marvel deal.
another tier. Okay. Moving on. So now number 2.
The Oscars were this weekend, and we all missed them.
Y'all did.
I did record them. I watched like the first 15 minutes, but
I just looked at the results and
Yeah.
highlights of funny things.
yeah. So there was a lot of people upset. I mean, it seems like every year the Oscars is doing something new to upset people. And, with the Oscars so white, and then them basically saying, oh, you know what? Everything to do with film, we're just not going to show those awards
Yeah.
on television. And so like everybody in the film industry was like, screw you. And so they decided to bring it back. And so then, of course, Green Book wins Best Picture, and everybody's like, huh? Except people who were involved in Green Book.
But yeah.
Yeah, Spike Lee is very unhappy.
Spike Lee was super mad. So, but he finally got his Oscar though for Best Adapted Screenplay. So, yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
People are also upset about the in memorandum of
Mhm.
the Oscars, and so every year they don't include people that should have been included. Some big names that weren't included, which is, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the name, but it's Vern Troyer, who played Mini-Me and Austin Powers.
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
No.
Like last year.
He died. Yeah. And then they didn't include John Mahoney either year, so he actually died in 2017, but they have not included him at all. He played the dad on Frasier for nearly 10
yeah.
years.
Mhm.
They didn't. I'm just gonna run through some names because we're gonna have an in memorandum portion right here for us. Stanley Donen, Dick Miller, I already said Vern Troyer, Julie Adams from The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Carol Channing, who was an actual Oscar nominee at one point, Arlie Ermy, I can't ever say that, from Full Metal Jacket.
Gunny.
Yep. Harry Anderson, Donald Moffat, and Dorothy Malone. So those are some
R.I.P.
names that were not included in the Oscar in memorandum this year.
The rest got
We got you covered.
Yeah, damn.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of all I had to say.
Yeah. I was just giving a moment of silence.
Oh, wow. You didn't
Okay.
even announce it, though.
It was a personal thing.
Well, I should have taken my hat off. Come on.
Were there any surprise wins for you guys for the Oscars?
I don't really know. I know Roma had been taking everything, but they got 3. Black Panther got 3. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, 1 animated picture. That's what I'm excited about. And it's coming out next month.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
It better come out in 3D. Please, God, please.
I'm trying to save for a wedding. I really need you guys to stop this. We have approximately 58 days until Endgame comes out and 46 days until Game of Thrones. So there goes my life savings.
You've shown your arm several times, but I didn't know if you
know. This is my assassin's gauntlet. I mean, I found it amongst the many things that I had.
It's like when you organize your room and you're just like, oh.
Yeah. It's like, this is where that went. And it still does that. So,
Nice.
this was fun. I actually poked myself earlier before we started shooting, and there's still a hole in my finger. So,
At least you still have your finger.
yeah, right?
It's not one of those deals.
Okay, I'm good. What's number 3?
Biopics.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on just a minute. Let's talk about these biopics. All right. Okay, first up on the list, let's talk about that Rocket Man. All right, Elton John, he's got this movie coming out. It's gonna be amazing. Have you ever seen Kingsman? The guy who plays Eggsy is gonna be Elton John. He just said, by Kingsman, I'm gonna go win me some awards. Can you dig it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wasn't Elton John in the last Kingsman movie?
He
Yeah,
was.
he was. He was. That's where it happened.
That's
He's
what
like,
happened.
you know what?
They talked about it.
Best friends. That's what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but so with the Hulk Hogan movie, the only thing that we really know at this current, I'm gonna take these off because I can't see. The only thing we really know, like at the moment, is that Chris Hemsworth is going to be Hulk Hogan. Like there's so many other people that came from that era that you can't have of that in a Hulk Hogan movie and it be a Hulk Hogan movie.
I want to know who's playing Andre the Giant, who's playing Randy Savage.
Really? There's only one person that can play Andre the Giant, and that's Big Show. Like,
Yeah.
Like that's
Kevin,
it.
is that Kevin Nash?
Huh?
Oh, no, there's a new Big Show. I forgot, right?
Well, that's Braun Strowman, but Big Show's still Big Show, Paul White. Yeah.
Sorry, Ghost has attacked you with a hair
That's-
like right here on the side of your head. So
Oh.
you got like a white hair on you.
Okay.
There it goes.
There you go.
But like, him, Vince McMahon, Macho Man, Randy
Bobby the
Savage,
Brain.
Bobby the Brain, Heenan, the Iron Sheik,
Woo!
Ric Flair. Like there's so many people that came from that era that are so influential that define wrestling in the 80s. That
Mean Gene.
Mean Gene Okerlund, if they don't have Mean Gene in there, then they might as well just quit. So, and some of these people, and it depends on how far they go with the movie. Will they go like all the way up till WrestleMania 3, where he body slams Andre the Giant, or will they go all the way up to where like he's in WCW, comes back to WWE,
NWO.
NWO,
Rocky.
faces The Rock, and like Hulkamania returns, and then he just kind of retires, or
After he has his own show.
But he's coming
He
back
had
though,
his
right?
own
I heard he was coming back.
yeah. Well, he's just kind of
Never goes
around
away.
talking.
They'll go right up into the sex scandal. The videotape.
Like, and that's another thing. Like, is it gonna be like a fluff piece, or is it gonna like get
Please
down?
don't say that. In reference to the video.
He likes boas.
I guess I know that reference.
He wears these big old giant.
Oh,
fluffy boas.
right. Yeah, the big pink one.
Yeah. But like, are they gonna get down in the nitty gritty of things? Because the wrestling in the 80s was also really dark and behind the scenes. But that's one movie that I'm looking forward to, just because like I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I'd like to see if they're gonna portray wrestling in the light it should be portrayed, or just make it all. This is what it is.
So I remember having the WrestleMania video game, And I always picked Rob Van Dam. Like, that was who I always picked. And he always, like, every time he runs out to get on the ring, he jumps up and does his thing or whatever. And so that's the only thing I can ever think of whenever I hear wrestling or anything about it, because it took up so much of my childhood, like, just playing that video game.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was really big into it in the 80s, and then I got out of it, and then I got back into it with NWO, and then I got out of it again. So I've been in and out.
I've been watching wrestling since I was 6.
Consistently.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of changes. A lot of things
I'm
I've
sure.
liked.
Yeah, dude.
And
All the way through John 3:16, or not John, Stone Cold,
Yeah,
through
awesome.
The Rock.
Did you see John 3:16?
Yeah, I was thinking John Cena.
I mean, take your vitamins and eat your cereal, kids.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, a big concern with these biopics, because you've got Rocket Man, you've got Hulk Hogan, and Peter Jackson has the Beatles one that's coming out on the tail end of how successful Bohemian Rhapsody was. That I mean, they did sort of rewrite what actually happened with the Live Aid concert and Freddie Mercury to play up. So it's not an actual biopic. I mean, it's not a documentary. It's for entertainment. It's like, but when you've got the people who are still alive doing their own biopic, it gets dicey because they're telling their version of the story, and of course,
They're gonna make themselves.
yeah, the gritty stuff is going to get overlooked. I mean, I guarantee you, there's not going to be anything mentioned about Hulk Hogan's dark past. With the video and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the roids.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they might mention it just because to try to.
Everybody knows now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, you've got these people rewriting their legacy. I mean, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
But I guess the good thing is that documentaries are so much more popular now that maybe those stories will get
Told.
yeah, because they're brought to the light so much.
Yeah.
Through these biopics.
There was one, Andre the Giant. HBO did one on him. And like they had everybody up there talking. Like there were some things about Andre I didn't know. I didn't know he had a drinking problem. And like they said that he was drinking not to just get drunk. He was drinking to like numb the pain.
Right.
Because since he had giantism, like he was always in pain and everything. So
I mean, if you're gonna do one, The Undertaker just died this past year. Like, take
Did
The
he, though?
Undertaker.
no.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like one of those Mandela things, because I remember not just because he's the Undertaker and he's had several stories where he's died, but in real life, I feel like this dude has died at least 3 times.
The original Undertaker did die.
Are you sure? Because this guy is like,
I
he's
remember him
split
dying.
image.
It was
I saw
on the
him.
radio.
No, he's still alive. But yeah, I saw him. I saw him
I quit.
alive like
I
a month
quit.
ago.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah,
We saw him when we were in Walmart. We saw the little thing, and I was like, "What they did? What?"
Yeah, I was
he
like,
died.
I was like, how is he still alive? Plus,
I remember him dying.
this dude is a freaking immortal, because he's at least as old as Hulk Hogan and still just.
He's older than Hulk Hogan. He was old when Hulk Hogan was a baby.
He's like OG WWF.
Yeah.
He's 53. Hulk Hogan's like 60 something.
There's
What?
no way that
Wow.
he is that young.
Maybe he just looks old. And he's really
I
young.
remember The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Mark Coleman? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mark
Paul
Calloway.
Bearer.
Yeah. Oh, Paul Bearer is dead though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I refuse to believe that The Undertaker is alive.
The
He
Undertaker
died.
is
I
alive.
posted about it.
The
Yeah.
Undertaker's
I posted
alive.
about it.
I
Yeah, this is definitely one of those
Saw him a
Mandela
month ago.
effects
He's
things. It was like
alive.
I remember him dying on at least one occasion.
This is a huge glitch in the Matrix, okay? Listen, I cannot contain this.
He's alive. I'm sorry. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, all
She,
right.
her brain is shutting down right now. Yeah, I'm on board with you there. It's like I know this dude has died at least once or twice. And yet every time I think he died, like 3 months later, I'll see an image and it's like, he's still out there.
Who
He's still
keeps
wrestling.
faking dead people? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Who? Okay, what is on Google commonly asked questions? Are Kane and the Undertaker brothers in real life?
I don't know. Because they've been with it for so long that no one said
They're
anything.
the same
different,
type of wrestler, I guess, maybe.
Okay.
Sorry, coffee's kicking in. Undertaker's definitely dead.
It's
In
not.
other news.
All right. In other
Despite
news.
what his story says.
Oh, actually, I do have a question. Do you say biopics like Dylan, or do you say biopics like I do? Because it is technically one word. I Googled it while you were saying biopics.
Well, I said biopics because that's what he said.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I think like formally it's biopics, but I think just in conversation, biopics. Because I mean, they both mean the same thing. Whatever.
And people have heard the one I say more. I think.
You going grammar Nazi on me? Although I am a stickler for the Oxford comma.
Moving on. Number 4.
Yes.
So, just as they've done with Captain Marvel in trying to give early review-ish things, trying to make the movie look like it's not good, they're doing the same thing with Star Wars. But their reasons are basically they're sick of Star Wars and Rey and what they've done with Rey.
I'm still upset about the Undertaker thing, so
Okay.
avoid my face.
Yeah, well, the things that they've done with Rey, and then the fact that she is the main character, and the fact that no one really knows, like it's like up in the air of who she actually is and what she actually does, and they kind of feel like she's a useless character.
Rey? Really?
Yeah.
She's the main character.
She is the main character.
Rose was a useless character. Not the actress, of course. I don't want to feed into that bull crap.
Yeah.
But they're even talking about giving her a spin-off series
Rose.
just to kind of show who
That's
and what she's
kind of
about.
feel like what all these Star Wars have been is like
Yeah, spin-offs.
like you can like just a movie that gives somebody a spinoff.
Mm.
Because Poe Dameron got a comic, like, and I don't know.
He's a cool character, though.
He is a cool character.
Finn's is way cooler.
Yeah, I like Finn. I like the new characters. I don't like what they did with them in the last movie, but I get
it's
it.
like they started all the way over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like they picked up where they left off story-wise, but as far as who the characters were, it's like, no, we're just gonna go and you're going that direction, go over there
Yeah,
and sit in the corner.
because
We're going west.
expectations.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and they're doing the same thing they're doing with Captain Marvel, trying to make it look not good.
Yeah, and
But-
there's like this thing out there because like I saw this dude that I follow on YouTube and he's just like, all this is just a big lie and none of this is real because you can't have a review for a movie that's not out yet. And I mean, technically he's correct. It's not an audience score. It is it's a poll of interest in the movie. Like, will you see this? And right now, last time I looked, Captain Marvel was like at 27% of, and so it's like it's the best they can to bomb the movie beforehand, trying to make it look like this isn't worth watching with test screenings or whatever is out there, even though test screenings have come back very positive for Captain Marvel. Because of this whole, we try to stay out of the political realm, but I mean, this is just, it's baloney, trying to like, it's okay to not like something and even speak your mind, but to purposely tank something because you don't like it is just being a troll.
Yeah.
Like there is no sense in that.
Just because you don't get enjoyment from something doesn't mean you have to take that enjoyment away from other people.
Exactly.
And so, like, that's something that we teach children. Like, come on, y'all are full-grown adults who don't understand the meaning of leaving it alone because you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Guess what? If something bothers you, you can just walk away. You have that power to just ignore it, leave it alone, and find something else that interests you. But instead, to blatantly try to get rid of it because you don't like it is a very Trump way to think about things.
Oh, she went there.
I did.
She did.
So I mean, as a straight white male, stop being jerks.
Straight white
Just
male.
because
Turn.
something that you like Marvel or Star Wars is doing is like, oh, I love Marvel and Star Wars. I do too. But just because they're doing a picture that does not have a straight white male as the main character, it's maybe not for you, or maybe it is. Pull some
If that's
enjoyment.
the only type
Who
of thing that you
cares?
can watch.
Yeah, there's tons of other stuff for you. I mean, all of history is all of American history is for you.
Went there.
It's like, come on, like,
Yeah, stick to the
quit
History
being
Channel.
such butthurt ninnies about it. I mean, it's
I
ridiculous.
called somebody a
It's
tit bag the other
childish.
day, and someone had never heard that before.
Tick bag or
Tit bag.
tit bag? That's interesting.
Nobody?
No,
Definitely
never heard that
not.
one.
a lot as a
never
kid.
heard that one.
Yeah, so I mean,
Excuse me,
What?
never mind.
this is just ridiculous. I can't deal with stupidity. This is just stupidity, is what it is. It was like, oh, they're going to make a movie that's not for me. Oh, we're just going to put an end to that. It's like, come
Can't
on,
have
who
that.
cares if Brie Larson said, hey, this isn't for white males? Who gives a rip? Who cares? Who cares if she doesn't like white people or she is white? Who cares if she doesn't like
I don't
men?
think that's the
Who
point she
cares?
wasn't trying to
She's
make.
playing a character. And I think the point she was trying, even though her delivery might have been weird, the point she's trying to make is that everywhere she goes and does these press conferences, she's seeing nothing but straight white dudes. And she's like, she would just like to see a little more diversity as a woman. Like,
I have a clarifying question. So how does she know that they're all straight? I feel like you're meaning to say middle-aged.
Well, I'm
white guys.
just saying, yeah, because that's like the thing, because that's
I
the
understand
argument.
it's
Is
a bucket.
anything that is not a straight white male apparently is a social justice warrior cause or something? It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's just not straight white male. It's just other.
I have a feeling that if you have a problem with any of the things that we're saying, you also didn't like the Gillette commercial. So if you really
Yeah,
feel
there's
like
nothing
there's
wrong
something-
with the stinking Gillette commercial. It was just saying, hey, we can
People-
do better. And, oh,
Yeah.
what are you trying to say? I'm doing bad? Get out of your feelings. Stop acting like a child. Grow the F up and be an actual man and stop getting your panties in a wad because somebody said something that you didn't care for. Just go about your business. There's something. Mind your own freaking business. Sorry, I
And
just
that's him
probably
getting
lost
off his
everybody
soapbox.
right here, but I cannot deal. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, grow up. Grow up.
Okay.
Done.
I'm gonna.
Sorry. Hey. Love you too.
All right.
Spoken in the best possible way. It's like I'm
love you,
still
though.
friends and brothers, but I mean, man to man, grow up. Grow a pair. Like, actually, yeah.
Okay. Star Wars, or do we already?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
with
but I mean,
that?
people
I'm
don't
saying
like Star
I'm
Wars
asking if we're
because
done
it's a
with that.
female lead and a black lead, and a Hispanic. I don't even know what Oscar Isaac is. Like, it doesn't matter. He's not a white
Who does he
dude.
play?
Poe Dameron.
Oh, damn right.
Yeah.
He is definitely not Hispanic.
I don't know what he is. Italian, maybe.
I'm gonna look it up.
Which is technically white because I mean that's what the Green Book guy was.
Yeah.
Anyways, who cares if they make something and it gets popular and it doesn't have your type of person in it? Like, don't watch it. You can not like it and not partake and still go about your business and be all into the things you like
Ooh.
without tanking the things that you don't like. There's
I'm
no point in
super
that.
wrong. He is Guatemalan.
Guatemalan,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
He's Hispanic.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Apologize about that. But talking about things, no, I don't even know how to
Some-
segue into that.
Yeah.
Invincible.
Yeah. We already did
this fishing rod, and I'm gonna throw it over there. I'm gonna reel it back in, and we're gonna.
Clever.
Number 5 is
Invincible.
Invincible.
I was
Yeah.
gonna let you struggle.
So here's a good segue. Speaking of being savage, Invincible is supposed to be the Game of Thrones of comics, or not necessarily of comics, but Amazon is doing an animated series, and it's supposed to be the Game of Thrones of animated series.
Which is terrifying when you say it out
Yeah.
loud. Because in animation, you can do a lot more than
Yes.
you can with like actual people.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, even like in the sense of blood,
Blood.
guts and blood.
I thought you said butts.
I was trying to say guts and blood. Like it's less like triggering for people, so you can do it so much more. And so yeah, I agree. It's completely terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was co-written by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who did The Walking Dead. This actually came out before The Walking Dead.
So you know it's messed up.
Yeah.
In his dark emo days, probably.
And it has an all-star cast. Stephen Ewan from The Walking Dead is playing the title role. And there's
I'll look
Mark
it up.
Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
The voice of Katara, I can remember her name now.
Freaking J. Jonah Jameson.
The original J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
From Tobey Maguire days.
I'm going completely. I'm useless
I'm
at this
looking
point.
it up.
I just burned up all my brain power.
J.K.
ranting.
Simmons.
J.K.
J.K.
Simmons
Simmons.
from
I don't know
Flash.
how I forgot his name. I love him.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go through the Hall of Fame for modern cartoon animation, it's basically everybody,
Yeah.
Some
And
great voices.
it is.
Yeah.
And Mark Hamill, who's going to do every other voice that's not a main character. And his character.
Well, probably, yeah. Yeah, they hadn't been confirmed, but we were watching a thing on Nerdist where they were like the only ones that have been confirmed is J.K. Simmons' role and Stephen Ewan, but they were speculating on who the other ones could be.
Mm.
Which I mean, it sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a superhero genre. The guy is born into a superhero family. His dad is like the number one superhero, and he comes of age, gets his powers, and then starts discovering this greater superhero universe, and things get crazy and savage. And there's a team of superheroes with crazy names like Rexplode, Adam Eve.
Duplicate.
Yeah.
Clever.
So-
So it's basically a scary anime Sky High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen also is in it.
Huh.
Who is also like they're gonna do a live action. I don't know if it's gonna be a series or a film, but Seth Rogen is directing that.
Cool.
Oh, the live action version of
Yes,
Invincible?
yes.
Got it. Tracking with you. All right. But I mean
So-
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Cool.
And that's it. So that's the top 5. Hope you guys were interested. Let us know in the comments below what you think. If there's something we didn't include or things you might have something to say.
Go on too many tangents. Did we lose you? Because
I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna bet that we did.
So also what we do a
We're gonna talk about the Broken Detective. We're gonna talk Broken Detective, which is based on True Detective.
Yep. So
HBO
yeah, all of our
series.
little TV show coverages are a play on the Broken Pictures thing. So Broken Detective,
Which
the
was
final
the
episode,
season finale last
Yes.
night or Sunday night.
Sunday
sorry.
night. Yeah.
We
So yeah, we
watched it
record
late.
on Tuesdays. So it's Tuesday right here, right now. And how you feel about it?
I felt very what did I say? I had a lot of closure after the last episode. I really
agree.
enjoyed that part until the very, very last scene, which threw some confusion my way. But I don't think that it didn't
It didn't
do
undo
anything.
the
Yeah, it
closure
didn't
or
undo
anything like
anything.
that.
It
It was
just
just
was
like,
confusing.
yeah, it was just a moment of like, what?
Like, why did they include this? Almost like one of those things where they include it as the last scene to make you think, wait, did he just imagine this kind of thing? Or
Yeah.
like, is he still trapped in the jungle actually? Like, what?
Yeah.
Did he never get rescued and all of this is a weird, stupid, like, insane dream? I don't know. That's what I thought I was supposed to do, but I don't think it
But
was.
of course, Mahershala Ali nailed it. Stephen Dorff nailed it. Great cast.
Carmen DeJogo.
Carmen
If
DeJogo.
we say her
Yeah.
name right,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, phenomenal cast. They all nailed it.
A local.
Yeah, I saw a friend of mine named Janice who played one of the nuns. Saw her in there.
The lady who played Isabel, who was in the Cupcake movie.
Oh yeah. I was in.
She had a big role.
Yeah, she was like Hoyt's daughter,
Isabel.
She was in a movie that I was recently in briefly. It's
Sweet Inspirations.
Sweet Inspiration. It's Sweet Inspirations. It's on Pure Flix. So if you get a subscription,
What was
you
her
can go
name,
watch
though?
that. It's got Dean Cain in it as well.
What was the
I forget
Isabel's
her name.
name?
I forget her name.
I'm looking at that.
She's super sweet though, blonde girl. She's actually from here and she moved out to California. Now she's back here, like going back and forth doing movies out here. She's done several. I want to say there was maybe The Painted Woman she was in. She's been in several. I've seen like she's having a moment right now. She's doing a lot of stuff. But anyways, as she looks that up, so I have to agree with Lydia. I felt that there was a lot of closure for the story, and it was twisty. Like it was kind of like, you know, you've got your ending, and then like, oh, is that the ending? And then boom, there's another ending type deal. I wanted it to be more. Like I felt satisfied, but I wanted it to be more earth shaking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
it was
still
a little
good.
anticlimactic, but it was still good.
Yeah, it was still satisfying, and it was like one of those like I forget. It was just like, oh, you know.
Since Quin hasn't seen it, I'm gonna try to avoid like any big spoilers. But one of the last scenes, little scrap of paper with the stuff on it. I thought that he was going to open it up and put it in a drawer that had multiple pieces of the same address, hinting that he had figured it out multiple times, which I would have loved. So I feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity that they could have done that wouldn't have changed the story a whole lot, but it would have made me feel like, boom, hit in the face. It would have made it feel a lot more, I would have gotten a lot more payout from it. Yeah. And me personally, I still stand by what I said last week, where I would love to see, since they did make a reference to season 1, I would love to see every season kind of reveal more and more about this underground trafficking circuit that's nationwide that they kind of close in on as the seasons progress. I would love to see that. And everything is kind of like loosely connected, and that would be fun for me. But of course, this isn't my show. But I did enjoy it. Yeah, I did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
You still looking?
Yeah, we can figure it out later.
I'll put the name at the bottom. All right, so I think that's it for us. Do you have anything else you want to say about
Lauren Sweetser?
Lauren Sweetser, yeah. Ta-da. Congrats, Lauren. So is there anything else you want to say about True Detective, Broken Detective? What about you, Quinn? You got anything else?
I have nothing else.
I have some end notes, but it wasn't about Broken Detective. 58 days until Endgame, 46 days until Game of Thrones, 60 days until our wedding. Boom. There it is.
And this is Tuesday, so if you're watching later in the week, of course. Yep. So that's it for us. Thanks for watching. You can check out the website. That is www.broken.pictures. Go to the store. You can get stuff like this t-shirt or not that microphone, but that t-shirt or this poster or magnets and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff. So that is www.broken.pictures/store. And you can find us on Facebook. It's Broken Pictures Social. Instagram and Twitter are Broken_Social. On Patreon, we are Broken Pictures. And if you would kindly rate and review if you're listening on podcast. And if you are watching on YouTube, leave a comment below, like, share, and tag that little bell.
Subscribe. Bing.
Tag that little bell.
Bing.
Thank you. And that'll let you know anytime we have a new video coming out, and you'll be in the know. So we appreciate you guys watching. This is Dylan.
I'm Lydia.
Oh, all right. A macho Quin, he's a savage. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Can you dig it?
Peace.
Bye.